welcome, Amal. Thank you so much for coming down today.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. You were very keen, came a long way by train, taxi, and walking, and here you are.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that you got to spend some time. I know you've got quite a lot of time in sobriety now.
Yes, indeed.
21
years.
21 years. Almost as long as I've been born.
Oh, bless you. One day at a time, I guess.
So, how did your journey start for you way back then, 21 years ago?
Okay, so my sobriety date is the 10th of October 2004. So how it started? It started first, I was on the street. I was begging on the street. Then I remember meeting this lady called Clara. She was a Nigerian lady. She was standing by a church in Haringey. I had some bread and I needed some sardines for my bread. It was me and a friend of mine. She passed away now. She got killed in a crack house. God rest her soul. And then the lady came to me and she said, why don't you come to the church at 12 o'clock? It was called Liberty Church. It was around the corner in Turnpike Lane. So I was born and brought up a Muslim. So I didn't know anything about the church, So I said, all right, I'll come there.
You didn't have any apprehensions because you thought, well, I'm Muslim?
Not really, no, I didn't, because I was broken. I just wanted somewhere. And it's not only I went to the church to seek God, to be honest with you. I went there because I thought they would give me money and stuff.
Yeah.
Because she said, I'll give you some money if you come. So she did buy me the sardines, but she said, if you come to the church, I'll give you some money. So, so it's like the greed and, being driven by addiction. So I'm thinking, I'll go there.
Yeah.
But God had different plans for me, I guess, and I went there and I remember the church was so busy. I can't remember any of it. I just remember I went on stage with this woman and she was telling me to say things, how to give my life to Jesus. I did that. I was size 6. I wasn't looking well. Half of my teeth were missing. I was twitching. I was smelling really bad. I was homeless. I was afraid.
Desperate.
And everyone was clapping for me. And that's the only moment I remember. So I left there and went back to using. But however, when I got sober, I contacted that lady and we became close. And I started going to her church. When I got my kids back, I took them there and but she moved to New York. Yeah, so my journey began, I was stealing from shops.
What was your drug of choice?
My drug of choice was crack cocaine, really.
Okay. Did it start with that or?
No. When I was 9, I started drinking.
Yeah.
So I was thinking I was drinking because I was exposed to it, because my father was an alcoholic. So I was born in Morocco. My father was an alcoholic and he was drinking day in, day out. Not indoors, but he would come back drunk.
Right. I bet that didn't go down well with the rest of the family.
No, it didn't go down well, being Muslims, But you see, Morocco is a bit... not as strict as other Muslim countries. But however, I remember my mum would fight with him. They'll have a fight. Yeah. She would kick him out. And cut the long story short, I loved my father because he was very loving and he would hug me and kiss me.
A lot of good qualities.
Yeah. So I wanted, because I believed I had this illness from a young age, because I wanted people to treat me the way I wanted to be treated. And that's why when I came into sobriety, it really made sense. It's spiritual malady.
Yeah.
It's like that selfishness and that self-centeredness, wanting things to go your way.
Yeah.
So I remember I loved my dad because he showed me love the way I wanted it to be shown, hugging me, telling me I'm pretty and this and that. My mum, however, she loved me. God rest her soul. She passed away 2 years ago, but they both did. But she was a bit brutal with it. So I was really resentful at her. She never showed me love, never hugs me. So there you are. My dad's an alcoholic, so he left. My mum got married to another man. He became my stepdad. So he introduced my mum to alcohol, and before you know it, my mum's drinking.
Wow.
And my mum was like... Somebody did didn't even know how to put eyeliner on her eye, like in her wedding, one eye makeup.
Traditional woman.
Very traditional woman. Worked as a machinist, met my dad, fell in love. And then he started drinking and cheating with women, and she just shoved him out and never looked back, So that's what it was. So I really thought I drank because I was exposed to it.
Yeah.
Because my stepdad would have a lot of parties in our house. And before you know it, there was a lot of women, there was a lot of prostitution, there was a lot of... My mum started making money out of it because we were a very, very poor, third world country. And before
this is in Morocco?
In Morocco.
Okay,
It becomes a business.
Yeah.
Most days, especially weekends, we have like 10, 12 people with loads of bottles of whiskey, loads of food, money everywhere. So I'll be going through people's pockets.
Jeez. Wow.
And I'm young, I'm 15, 16.
So
I'm like having a ball.
Streetwise already, yeah.
Streetwise. So enjoying myself, getting drunk. You know, and I really, when I came into sobriety, great many years later, I really thought that's because what I went through, as we do.
You thought, yeah.
You know, you see people in the fellowship always blame other people, or newcomers would say that, oh, you would use like I did if you went through what I went through. It's an illness that justifies itself. So I really thought it's because of that. But when I came in and it was explained to me about this threefold illness, this emptiness,
Yeah.
so I really agree with it. Like I was saying to you, that's why it started from a young age. I loved my dad more than my mum. I had this selfishness. I want things to go my way. So I started drinking, then I started doing Valium, a lot of Valium, little tablets, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be like walking on my toes, like out of this world.
Yeah.
And then there was this club, you know, that we used to go to from 2 to 6. It's called Black House, run by English people in the hotel. So we used to go for young people. We dance and dance, yeah. And then I started sniffing glue. I started smoking hashish, then the oil of the hash, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember I never wanted to come home, and I never wanted the party to end. I just wanted it to go on.
Yeah.
You know, and I never understood
Did
why.
you find freedom in that at the time?
Yeah, and not only that, I thought there's something wrong with me.
Yeah.
I thank God for the fellowship of the Spirit. I thank God for a way out, for a solution, for, you know, for a design for living that outlined in the big book of AA. You know, it tells me that, you know, I obviously have this allergy. So when I take one, it sets off this phenomenon of craving.
Yeah.
So it made sense. But I really thought that I was mad. All my friends would stop and I would continue and I'd continue and the party never ends. And I remember I never wanted to go home, you know. I hated going home. I didn't want to see my mom. I was like, here we go again. I just wanted to party and get high and sleep around with the young boys, you know. And unfortunately, my stepdad used to abuse me sexually, you know. And a lot of things has happened, in that house. People were drunk. I was vulnerable. I was left there as a young woman. My mom was drunk. But, you know, again, working the 12-step program has enabled me to forgive these people. You see, the big book talk about resentment is the number one offender. You know, so when we, you know, when the spiritual malady is overcome, we straighten out mentally and physically by dealing with resentment, writing them in black and white. So when I came in, I'm like telling my sponsor, why you don't feel sorry for me? I was raped by my dad and this. She's like, no, but the inventory is yours. So that stuck up with me. And it's quite freeing. Once you let go of the people that done you wrong, So,
they do say forgiveness is a wonderful thing like that, isn't it?
It
When you
is.
say it, when you hear it the first time, you think, how can you forgive someone who killed your child or
Exactly.
murdered your, partner? But you see, you know, when
There's some
there's a
freedom
lot of
in it.
freedom there, isn't it? Otherwise, they're living rent free in your head.
That's exactly
Yeah,
it. So it's
yeah.
like you're in prison.
Yeah.
They're living rent free in your head. I like that saying on a nutshell, and that's what it is. It's about
Yeah.
me being free, because if I'm resentful, I will use drugs again.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how my story started. And, you know, it's not just about a drink or a drug. For me, it was about this emptiness.
Yeah. Trying to fill that hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had these emotional problems, this irritable, restless and discontent. I was anxious. I was, you know, very feeling of inadequacy. I was worried about what people think. I was crippled with fear. Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So that was actually the first problem that I had, worrying about what people think. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
What did they think about me? Because I was good at, you know, doing people's thinking. I know
Yeah.
they don't like me. That's why they're not talking to me. So, you know, it's really traumatizing and it's torturing to go through life like that. And I've seen people in sobriety, and it's nice to have a program and having had that spiritual awakening to be free, that people would do as they please. And it's all right. It's nothing to do with me. I'm a human being and I've
Yeah.
forgiven me. But I had to do the work in order to get there, you know.
How was it when you first came in? Did you get it straight away? Did you?
Yeah, I did. I
Wow.
did. You know, relapse was
Yeah.
never part of my journey.
Yeah.
I came in for a DTTO, which you'd call the DRR, the criminal justice system.
Okay. What does that mean? So-
You know, it's a criminal justice system. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, you get caught stealing, then you go into a day program and you got to do this program through the judge. The judge will say
I
you
see.
either,
Says you have to go to meetings.
yeah,
or get
you have to
recovery.
do a program, you
Yeah.
have to attend this day program,
Yeah.
or you can do a sentence. So that was my chance
Yeah.
because he just felt sorry for me because I was good, you know, I was good at manipulating, I was good at talking to the judge, crying my eyes out.
So he didn't have to give you that option. He could have just sent you down.
He could have sent me down, but
So
he
that's-
gave me that option.
That's like a God moment.
It is a good moment.
The opportunity
It
was
is.
there, right?
Yes, it was. And not only that, because I'm one of them people, I don't know about you, I'm one of them addicts and alcoholics that always say I'm all right.
Yeah.
So all through my life, I never really disclosed my problems to anyone.
Yeah.
The doctor would ask me, I'm all right. Everybody will ask me, I'm all right. So I was just running with all of that. So it was my time here, you know. And in this day program, I was 10 days sober. I remember I was a dry drunk, like they say, you know. And there was somebody came in from Cocaine Anonymous preaching about he used to do crack cocaine and heroin. And me with my delusion, thinking that I'm better than everyone because, you know, this illness centers in the mind.
Yeah.
We are doomed.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's why we need a program, change the way we think. You know, this man is suited and booted. How does he know about crack houses and that? There's no way he's been to Tottenham using crack like I did.
Yeah.
There's no way that he hang around, you know, yardies and robberies and that. But I was underestimating him. But, you know, cut a long story short, you know, he spread that message. He shared how he recovered. And I was like, all right, I was listening to it. I wasn't too keen, but I was listening to it. He kept on coming once a week. And then there was a drugs worker there who was nearly 23 years sober.
Wow.
And I remember I had a big tantrum one day. And I said, I'm going to use. And everybody said, I'm going to go with you. And then he said, there's the door, go and use. And I remember he followed me and held me tight. And I was crying. That was my mum, and screaming. You don't know what it's like. I was raped. I lost my children. He said, Amal, there's a little booklet for you. Go to a meeting. It's in West Hampstead. And it's an NA meeting. And it was a yellow booklet. He said, and get me a new one. Every month there's a new one. I didn't understand what he's talking about. Meeting for what? What's this going to help me?
What do I need those people for? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I was sexually abused from a young age. So I grew up to believe that I was a wrong un.
Yeah.
So when I went with a man, or all my husbands I married twice, they were violent and they used to beat me up, and I settled for that for a great many years. So when I ended up on crack for the last 16 years, smoking crack against my will, I was raped and abused many times. And the last rape, I was gang raped. I was put to sleep for 3 days. I woke up 3 days later in the back garden. It is horrific. And I remember, you know, I had no trousers on. I had a little jacket, no shoes on. I still walked to, you know, Lord Sheep Lane to try and get more crack. The insanity of this illness.
Shit.
You know, I didn't remember where I was, who I was, where are my kids. I remember my children were left at home in High Barnet. And the consequences, you know, the neighbours called police. They said these kids had been left here for a few days and I never got them back. So, you know, I went into that meeting and I was broken. I remember I walked in, it was busy. There were people outside and this and that. And there was a girl that reached out to me from Kentish Town. She became my friend, but she's no longer with us. And she was telling me, come in, come in. And remember, I went in, the room was busy and it was step 11 step meeting. I was like, what is this, you know? But what I liked is the unity and how people were talking about,
I hear that a lot. There's a lot of support in the meetings.
Support. There were power in the room. People were talking about horrendous stories I wasn't going to share with you now. Like, I wouldn't have been able to share it with you if I don't have a higher power and I didn't do the work on me and I didn't have emotional sobriety. I will not. Sharing that I was gang raped, that I, you know, I slept on street corners. But people were sharing that. I was inspired. Like they say,
and
attraction rather than promotion. And
you probably thought, actually, I'm not less than them. Other people have
them.
had this experience and they're okay.
That's exactly it. You've just said it.
Wow.
You know, you've just closed the chapter. Because I've always thought I was the bad person. I always thought I was the worst person, leaving my children and that. But when I hear other people's stories, I wasn't well.
You weren't well. You know, you can't, as you don't blame yourself because you realise, like, you know, it sounds like.
Yeah, that's right. But that is what the illness does to you. It makes you, you know, blame yourself and, you know, the guilt and shame and remorse.
Then you end up.
Eat you out from inside, you end up using.
More.
Exactly. Because you think, wow, you know what? And why would God want someone like me? God, and also I always said, where was God? Where I was getting raped and hurt by my step, where was he? So I was upset, you know, to the fact that God never saved me because I used to just seek God when I was in trouble. But, you know, reading the big book of Narcotics Anonymous and understanding that the purpose of the book is to find the power and there is a deep fundamental idea of God in each man, woman and child, in all of us. But we have to seek to find it diligently within ourselves.
What about if someone isn't a believer and they're an atheist and they don't believe? You know, if anyone's watching this and says, oh, that's not for me, I don't do God. because I've heard some very interesting things about it. It can be a higher power of your own choosing.
Yes. Well, yes, obviously. What the big book talk about is a higher power. Whatever concepts of a higher power, whatever you believe in, as long as it's something supernatural, greater than this disease, greater than everybody else, men, sex, and all of that. Because, the issue that I would think people would have is having a higher power as a table. That's not going to work. It's got to be supernatural.
Something more powerful than yourself.
Exactly, because no human power could stop us from drinking or drugging. So we had to find something out there.
Yeah.
Whatever concept. I mean, I sponsor people who are Buddhist. I've got Muslim sponsors. I'm a Christian today. It's not about religion. It's about spirituality. This is a spiritual program.
Is it about faith?
Faith, yes,
Faith.
it is.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual program of action. Because you can be at church all day or in the mosque and you still relapse through this program.
Just because you're sitting in the back pew thinking that's going to save you.
Yeah, going to church thinking God's going to save you, asking the pastor to pray. No, it's a program of action. Putting in the action, coming here, doing service, seeking that power, asking for guidance and direction, writing the resentment, sharing it, letting go, praying for people, forgiving them, moving on, being hopeful. And looking at life from the bright side of life, lost a lot through my using. That gang rape, that I was gang raped. I had a little boy, his name's Dominic, and my son was born the 24th of June, 2003, and I never saw my son ever since, and I'm still reaching out. And
is this
many
in the
people,
UK?
He's in the UK. Apparently he's in Brighton somewhere. And
wow.
And recently, 3 years ago on his birthday, I woke up that morning, I was broken on that 24th of June, because using is not an option, but I'm human. I'm a mum.
Yeah.
And I was like, God, what's going on, and I called up the local authority in Barnet and I spoke to them and they say, everyone's changed now. It's been years.
Yeah.
Let me just give you this number of this lady, she's a mediation team in Islington that she could help you find your son, their adoption team. I said, okay, but you got to be on the waiting list for about 3 years unless you got £4,000. So I say, all right. You spoke about faith.
Yeah.
I told my children and they say, oh, okay, Mum. You could see they didn't have that faith.
Yeah.
But I knew one day it will come. And 3 years later, I get that email from a lady that I've been assigned to your case, and I'm going to look for your son,
Jeez.
So, honestly, me happy going to meet her in Islington, taking his birth certificate, my ID, telling her what happened, doing a share, literally crying. We made that connection and she said, I'm going to change gears and find your son. I promise I will. And she did find him. I was in Morocco in June,
Wow.
She found him. He was at university, finishing his last year. And she said, this is his last year of studies. I think it's better if we don't interrupt his study, let's wait. I said, all right.
Yeah, because you're almost there now.
Yeah, almost there. I waited. Then she sent the letter. She has evidence that's been signed for. He hasn't replied.
Yeah.
She sent another letter.
It must be quite mind-blowing for him.
Thank you.
A letter.
Thank you. The letter. 21-year-old boy getting that. There's your biological mum.
Wow.
Another letter
she
again.
wants to speak to you,
Second one, it was signed for, no reply. So she just emailed me the other day. She said, this will be the last letter I've sent. He hasn't replied.
Yeah.
So I would close this file, but we just have to hope.
He's got your details, right?
He's got
Maybe
my details.
When he gets the right inspiration. It
That's
must be
correct.
a difficult...
Difficult.
He probably is dying to call you, but he's also probably some resentments.
Probably, yeah.
know?
Or maybe lack of knowledge around the drug use and stuff. Maybe it's going to take him something for him to know that this is an illness, that I didn't really use drugs that left him.
Yeah.
God knows what they told him. Do you see what I mean?
I've got a feeling something wonderful is going to come out of that. I just got a feeling
Marcus,
going to be I can
so
see a
nice.
wonderful reunion. I think you're going to be over the moon.
The way you said it, I just felt it. I really hope so because, I just want to set eyes on him one day.
That would be
and it makes
amazing.
me
So
emotional.
you've never even seen him?
No.
Wow.
He was one when he was adopted.
Jeez.
It's been a long time. He's a grown-up boy.
You've been on quite a journey in your lifetime. You've
I
packed
have.
a lot in.
I was a year sober when he was adopted, and I had 20 minutes to say goodbye. And they were all split up. My 3 children, because I've got 3 kids, and also when I was a year and a half, I was diagnosed with HIV, so it wasn't easy for me. And I was very afraid coming into meetings and sharing I'm HIV positive. Not only that, I was worried about what men think.
Back then, people were very nervous, weren't they?
Very nervous.
They were like, ooh, I don't want to get it.
Oh, my God, I don't want that. And remember, it was all about what people think for me.
It was,
I was a people pleaser, so I want people to like me.
To think good of you,
Exactly. And thank God to my sponsor and Power of God and the 12-step program that I realized all HIV is a low immune system. It's nothing really. It's because I have a purpose here and God has a purpose for my life. I came here not by chance. If I was going to die, I should have been dead when I was held up. Great. I was, doing all kind of activities for a next pipe.
Yeah.
So I know why I'm here. When I see people asking me, booking me here to share, and it's not out of ego, sharing an amazing event with beautiful people like you, I'm like, wow, how could it be me?
Yeah.
The wretch like me, the broken one that everyone left, everyone gave up on. Why me? Always Amal, please, can you come to this unit? And it's just awesome. You guys love me, and that love has just...
it's the genuineness, I think, that comes across.
Of the 12,
your genuineness, that's why people wanted you to talk and speak, because you're not afraid or ashamed. You've got a lot of experience, and what a great testament.
I'm very open, that's correct.
And that's probably why you've got such a good sobriety.
That's correct.
Because you don't need to hide. Or,
no, I don't need to I don't need to hide. Like I said, the big book says my dependence is upon God. So all my life I tried to please people, all my life, and I fell short. So they say share in a general way what it was like, what happened where I am now. The willingness and the honesty and open-mindedness has got to be key in order to get well.
Welcome to Brussels, the capital of Europe. Listen to the similarities and not the differences. We have no control over people, places or things. We can only control how we react to them. The reason we do the gratitude show is so that one person out there might actually listen to the message. They might hear something that inspires them to change their life. If you find our stories interesting, like and subscribe.
And open-mindedness has got to be key in order to get well, because it's not about what people think about me. It's about me being free, and the truth will set me free. I was a hopeless crack addict. I have left my children hungry. I have neglected them. I have done very, very horrible activities for drugs. So, I have a criminal. I've done a lot of wrong things. But I never planned to. I am powerless. I have an illness, a sentence in my mind that tells me I don't have it. So how could you expect me to stop? My will is not available. So I've forgiven me. See, when you forgive you, that's emotional sobriety right there. That's it. There's no more after that. You forgive you, then you forgive the whole world, and people will feel comfortable around you because they'll be like, oh, she's free. That's good. So we can be free. So you give that hope to people when you share. If I can do it, after losing everything, my son, secondary illness, getting older, still haven't seen my son, still got the help. You can do it. Because I hear some people, I'm not doing it. I lost my children. Why should I do it? I'm getting old. Do it for you. Be free. Using is never an option.
No, I like that.
So I'm so grateful to be here today. I'm a support worker. I work for minimum wage, and I'm very happy, I've got staff that challenges me, that don't like my presence, like you said, because I'm a strong person and I'm happy and I'm just open to my customers. People don't like it.
Really? I would have thought your customers appreciate it.
Oh, no, my customers love it. But some of my colleague, a new lady just started,
you're too friendly,
she just doesn't like it.
You're saying too much or...
No, she just feels threatened by me. She just doesn't like it. Everybody else is okay. It's this new lady that started, and I've tried, and I've got challenges with her, but that's okay. I went to my manager, and I said, all I want to do is help her. I offered to help her, and she's like, I'm all right, leave me. But that's her own stuff, because... You see, she reflects. It's her reflection. It's not me. It's maybe she's afraid for me to know she needs my help. I don't know. When people don't reach out, there is always a reason. You can't blame them.
Sometimes people who live in the dark are uncomfortable around people in the light because it's too bright, and it makes them realise how much they're guarded they are themselves.
And they need to look into it.
And it makes it and some people,
it's amazing, but we're different, aren't we?
Yeah, well, I like to think so. I've listened to. I've had so many wonderful guests, and each guest that's been on this show, I learn more stuff from. So I'm really building up a lot of
humble, and willing.
Just listening to wonderful stories of overcoming adversity, and overcoming people's addictions and alcohol, and it's very powerful. The guests I've had on the show, I think someone could learn a lot more listening to them than just someone talking on in the meeting. That's right. It's really...
I know. I watched them and I learned a lot myself. I heard Ian Young, I've heard Russell, I've heard a few of them, and I was listening, Kimia and Purdy, and I'm willing to learn.
Yeah.
It's not about a long clean time.
No.
It's about, being willing to learn and be open-minded to get more, because once your mind gets shut and you're like, oh, I'm 21 years, I don't need any more.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Once you start
You
believing...
become arrogant.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think that you're better than, and we're not better than. I'm just a drug addict, but where I am a recovering drug addict, slowly but surely. But I have a way out today. I don't have to use drugs over my feelings or over rejection or over my colleague. I can just sit with it. And it's all right to sit in the pain, because back in the days I would be worried. What's going to happen if I sit in the pain? I'm not feeling good today.
Yeah.
Crying all night about how she reacted, what she told my manager. But it's all right to sit with it. My sponsor said, sit with it. You're not going to die from it.
Yeah.
Sit with
Feelings
it. Tomorrow's
won't kill
another
you.
day. Huh?
Yeah. Your feelings won't kill you, right?
It won't kill you.
They're a bit uncomfortable sometimes, like a toothache. You just
Exactly.
got to sit with it.
But we couldn't sit with it before.
Yeah.
We had to, get high to get out of stuff, not to feel it. But not today. I faced life full on.
Yeah.
So I'm praying, that one day I'll get that call from Dominic. His name's Dominic. And
Dominic, I'm sure you will. I've got a feeling.
the way you said
I've got
I
a
felt
feeling.
that, like I said.
I can see a great reunion. Very happy. You over the moon. Him crying his eyes out. Both of you crying.
Having a coffee.
Yeah. You'll get your coffee. Yeah.
And he's calling me mum, and I can tell him all about my journey. And not only that, I never used since they took him.
Yeah.
So I stayed sober, which you'd probably be proud of. Yeah.
So you mentioned your mum and dad who passed away.
Yes, they
They
have,
got
yeah.
to see you sober.
Yes, they did.
So that's a wonderful thing,
Yes,
isn't
a
it?
wonderful thing.
Isn't that a wonderful thing?
More than wonderful. My dad, I haven't seen for many, many years. I went back and saw him sober, and I was there for him.
Yeah.
My mom, I saw her sober every year I went there. She came here, and 6 days before she passed, I was the only one that saw her.
Oh, wonderful.
I went to see her in her house.
Yeah.
And I asked her, Mom, do you love me? And she says, go away, go away. And I don't know why I kept on asking her, Mom, do you love me? Please forgive me for the past. She said, I love you.
Oh.
And she went to bed and never woke up.
Oh, shame.
But however, my two brothers are very bitter, and she left us a house, and I want my little part of it to buy something in Morocco. I don't have any businesses or anything. I've been here for so many years, and I would like to have something. They wouldn't sell, and they wouldn't talk to me for no reason. So.
Families are difficult, isn't it?
No, inheritance is like that. I think.
Families can be difficult when someone passes. Then
Yeah.
once money becomes
Imagine.
involved and equity, and it can make a
Imagine.
close family really resentful of each other.
Imagine, man.
Yeah.
I'm the only sister, and I pray for them. I said, that's all right. If that's going to keep you happy, you can have it. It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm happy without it.
Yeah. Shame.
But that's life, isn't it?
But just going back to, I'm just conscious of, someone listening who maybe really needs to get the motivation to ask for help. And you came in 21 years ago. What was that experience like for you? You went to the church, they persuaded you to go to a meeting, and did you get it straight away and think, that's it, this is going to be easy, I've got it? Or...
Well, the motivation, I mean, when I went
Yeah.
into that NA meeting, believe me, I didn't have any motivation.
Yeah.
I was broken from within. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I want. And I also didn't really believe any of those addicts are sober, because
You thought, how could they be?
I
It's
couldn't see a
bullshit.
life. What you guys doing? This is
Yeah.
boring.
Yeah.
Not getting high, not drinking, not robbing.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I
What
was
do you
like,
talk about?
"Wow, it's a life, a boring life,
Yeah.
But eventually meeting everyone and hearing people's stories, and I believe attraction rather than promotion. I wanted what they have,
Yeah.
because for me, I was broken. There was no easier, softer way.
No.
I went through a lot. So there was jails, institutions, or death. There was no way out.
Yeah.
So I had to do it.
So it was a
but I
dead
was
end.
attracted to it.
Yeah. Oh, right.
I can't tell you when I went to that meeting,
Yeah.
I really went there because I was broken and I wanted it. That would not be true.
Yeah.
In the back of my mind, I was thinking maybe one day I can use successfully.
Yeah.
But
You're
it never
kind of kidding
happened.
yourself. Oh, yeah.
It never happened. You guys set me up because you've given me this lie. It's hard to explain. It's
Yeah.
attraction rather than promotion.
Yeah.
When someone really wants it, or someone is just...
Is that the key? Do they have to? You can't be taken to a meeting by your parents or by your sibling or by your
I don't
brother
think
or
so.
sister and get it, right?
No,
you
you
wouldn't
can't.
stick around 21 years.
You won't
if you
stick
didn't.
around 21 years.
But if you
Somewhere inside, you
has
gotta want it.
You have to swim for that boat.
You have to swim for that boat.
The boat
That's
ain't
right.
going to come and pick you up.
Yeah, I ain't gonna come
You got to
and
see
pick
the
you
boat
up.
and go, right?
And go, that's
Or
right.
the sharks are going to have you.
That's correct.
Simple.
Not do it for your mum, for your kids,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I did it before it didn't work.
Yeah.
So inside, you have to feel that, I don't know, you have to just, admit complete defeat. They talk about within. I had that, but I still thought one day I will have one. Do you get it? But because I went with that mindset, I knew I was broken. Obviously, I was in that day program by the judges.
Did you get
rules.
sponsors straight away, or were you?
I did get sponsors straight away.
What
the
was that
second
experience?
meeting that I went Finsbury Park.
Yeah.
Huh?
What was that experience like?
It was amazing. I remember she was a very strong lady, and funny enough, she used in the same area as me, but we never met.
Oh,
Tottenham.
wow.
Yeah, she had her own crack house, but we never met.
Yeah, right.
Maybe God didn't met,
That sounds funny.
But she's no longer with us now, so
shit.
she went back out there after many years.
Ooh.
Yes, she did, as we do, rest on our laurels. That's what they say, just for today. Some people, they have reservations, or they think after long sobriety, like me now, 21 years, let's go and get some crack. I can handle it. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict of a hopeless variety.
Yeah.
If you're allergic to nuts, you take a nut, you will have, an allergic reaction. So I get an allergic reaction to it. So, so going there to that meeting, and then what I liked is the people taking me to meetings, like buying me cakes and coffees. And
The unity, right?
the unity, picking me up, calling me, I used to get some nice texts. Hi, darling, how you feeling? I was like, why are they texting me?
Why they being? Because before people wanted something from you, right? They weren't just being genuine.
Exactly. Either people wanted to hurt me, rape me, or rob me. Nobody's ever said, how are you? How are you feeling? And they're genuinely, and I didn't believe it. I was...
You're like, what are they after? Yeah.
I couldn't do intimacy. I was very afraid, I was anxious. I was very aware of people. I couldn't do people. I had lack of trust. And I couldn't do honesty. I couldn't open up. I was a victim. I was feeling sorry for myself. And I was always crying, oh, my kids all the time. And then started going slowly. When I got a sponsor, we sat down and we started doing the steps, I remember. And she asked me to write my own step-free prayer, like the way Dr. Bill and Bob done it years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Their own prayer. So she asked me to write that, what you've done wrong, asking God to forgive you. I was just blown to the fourth dimension of existence. Something happened to me that day.
You really were channeling that higher power spirit, right?
For me, it happened straight away.
Wow.
It was my time, I guess.
Yeah, you were ready.
I mean, I was one of them people that every morning I'm knocking her door with my big folder. I still got it.
Yeah.
A nice blue folder with little butterflies, and then I'm writing everything in it. Everywhere I went, I was with my folder. I would go to meetings and I'd be arguing and fighting over key rings, and it was terrible. I was doing a lot of service. I loved it. I was in hospitals and institutions. That's why I met people like Russell and Ian. I was going into prisons, taking meetings. I become, London chair, then, UK chair, starting meetings all over the UK. I've done a lot of service.
Tireless. And has CA always been your fellowship of choice?
Always, yeah. But the first meetings where I got it, it was NA. It was Narcotics Anonymous. Then I slipped into CA. And I've done 11-year voluntary work.
Wow.
In the treatment centres. And I have 58 degrees. I studied for the whole time. I've only started working...
58 degrees?
58 different degrees, I have.
Degrees, university degrees?
No, 3 university degrees, and the rest is just, 1 year here, 1 year there.
Wow.
I've just done a degree with Look Ahead where I work for management and leadership skills, which was 1 year. It was hard, but I did it, and it's an international, thing.
So you're a really intelligent lady. I mean,
but I never knew, because
you were
when I got clean, I got clean, I found me. I was like, oh my God, actually I can study.
Yeah,
actually I can write. And all this time, when I'm doing this, I'm going through an adoption with my son, and I'm taking a meeting in Wandsworth, and I'm doing voluntary, and I'm crying, and I come home and I cry.
That must be so tough, because you change your life, live in a clean and sober life, trying to basically being reborn because you hadn't been living, and then your child gets taken away. I mean,
that's right. But all of them, 3 of them, they all get put in care. I couldn't get any of them,
and yet you still stayed focused. Other people would have been not other people, but someone who didn't have that.
That's right.
Commitment.
That commitment.
To themselves.
That's right.
And making their life better. Could easily have thrown the towel.
In. But I got attracted by members, like I said. Yeah. People like Russell, people like, many people, Jason, Joel, people who've been there before me.
Yeah.
I want what they have. I just didn't understand how come they're drug addicts and they're happy.
Yeah.
They have a job. Russell said, I went to uni, I did this and that. I said, I want to do it. And he knows me, He said, Amal, you can do it. I want to go to the prison. Please, can I take the meeting? And I remember driving to St. Prison, Guildford, a year and a half, taking a big meeting with women in it. It was my favourite. And I didn't have any petrol money, and I had to borrow money to drive. And the light is in the red, and I'm still going in the snow in Guildford, and it's two-way in the little alleys, and I'm scared. I've never driven. And
that's carrying the message. Wow.
I carried on.
Yeah.
Going to Belmarsh, going here, I loved it,
How do you find it in prisons when you're speaking to women who've obviously gone down a wrong path through addiction and being ill in that way?
I've never really had any issues with them because I was always transparent.
But I mean, are they keen for the message, or
yes,
they just
they are, especially in
recovery?
St. Prison, because it was a wrapped program. So they were doing it really, the wrapped drug workers. So it was called the wrap back in the days. So they're sober.
Yeah. Oh,
so
wow.
It's like probation in a different way. So you do that, but you have to be sober. You have to attend meetings, part of the program. And I remember, we helped them, me and someone else. He passed away, God rest his soul. His name's Jeff. I'm sure he hears me, from Bromley. He was the first one that gave me my my prison commitment in St. He used to say, you're a lion, you're a beast for this, you're going to get this.
Yeah.
And I remember, we organised for them to come out of the prison in a little van. And the lady was doing, life for murder. And she was allowed to come out and get the money to the convention, to Birmingham.
She was allowed to go to a convention?
Yeah, with 5 people in the van and back again.
Wow.
We liaised with the prison and stuff. We did all that work.
Jeez.
We used to have a prison link in the big screen where you see the prisoners and that, and they're doing the Serenity Prayer and they're talking. Nowadays it's a bit hard. Things are different.
Yeah.
Because you had them people that would go to any length. People like Russell, a lot of things for Cocaine Anonymous. So I wanted that.
Yeah.
Sitting in district area, fighting, getting meetings. I want this meeting. I need a meeting. I need a meeting in Brighton. I need a meeting here. We need to do this. And I would travel from everywhere, and I would get home to London. There's no train, and I'd be coming to buses in the middle of the night, and I would lay down.
Wow.
And I would cry, and I would go to bed in a little one-bed flat. They took my house from me, my 3-bedroom house, and put me in one-bed flat. And I'm just fighting. And I just, I never gave up. But it is attraction rather than promotion. It is about wanting it. In conventions, and I remember I would sit in the front row and I would chase the speakers, literally holding their feet. Please, can you show me how you did it? Please. I want to be like you. And I was just inspired by that. I was inspired by people that talk about higher power and they're very powerful and they change their life and help you. I wanted to be that.
Yeah. Well, I suppose you could see the power, right? You could see the power in them, and you could feel it.
Because even if you're not religious,
for
somebody to stand in the podium as a woman or a man and help thousands of addicts, and he's got long sobriety, that's power for me.
Of course it is. Well, it's an example, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a role
One day
model.
at a time, 20 years, 10 years. And here I am today, not out of ego. I'm here sharing, and I'm like, I remember it like it was yesterday, but I'm very transparent. So if I'm sharing, I don't care if it's conventions, if it's 100, if it's 1,000, I'm always crying and I'm always laughing. And I'm not going to change. That's who I am.
Why would you change? You're beautiful. Just be yourself.
Thank you. My God is beautiful, and He shines through me because I'm not arrogant. I've got, because I know it's by His grace that I am here, and also by the 12-step program and the people who did them. Bill and Bob and Dr. Silkworth and everybody who contributed to the book has got to me. I'm blessed. Hopeless alcoholics has wrote the book with the help of God, and they know what I suffer of. The book has the answer.
It's an incredible book, isn't it?
It's an incredible
book.
An incredible 1934 is a long time ago, isn't it?
It is,
And look at us here now, in Hove, talking about it. That's the message. It's a planted seed, is it? It's like they say, it's a ripple effect. And when I sit in a meeting and there's my sponsee and her sponsee, and they're coming to my birthday, and they're the only ones I would invite, is my sponsees, and that's to catch up with every year. It's going to be awesome.
So would you say,
sponsor,
so someone coming in to recovery, you get a lot more than just sobriety. It's a new way of living, is that right?
That's correct.
A happy life. I mean, you're beaming. Even though you've been busy and you do lots of talks and that, you get much more than that.
You do. Yeah. What you get? The first thing you get is you get yourself. You get yourself back, that person, that 2-year-old child that you meant to be when you were little.
Yeah.
Because when we were born, all of us have that innocence about us.
Yeah.
Like if there's a little child here now sitting on my lap, even if I'm a horrible person, even if I'm a criminal, he's just going to be giggling.
Yeah.
You know, just giggling like that, you know, continuously. So that's what you get from working the 12-step, that 2-year-old child, that inner, you know, you touch into it and you look and you say, oh, I'm quite all right with myself. Let's have a laugh.
Yeah.
You see people laughing at dances, conventions, laughing away, all the addicts outside the hotel in Birmingham laughing all night. It's because they're happy with themselves. They realise, I'm not a drug addict. I'm not, you know, I'm not a killer. I'm not a whore. I'm not a thief. I'm not a bad mum. I'm just powerless. And lack of power is the dilemma that I'm up against.
Yeah.
So if I'm powerless, then I need the power. So as long as I know that I'm powerless over my addiction and my life can be unmanageable.
Is that the first step?
That's the
For
first
someone
step.
listening,
That's correct.
maybe doesn't know any about it.
That's correct. Step one, we admitted we're powerless over our addiction. Our life has become unmanageable. So it takes 43 pages to convince me that I have no power whatsoever. You know, and I can only get that by the help of a sponsor who's armed with the facts, reading those 43 pages and explaining to me that I have no power. When I take that drug today and tomorrow I said I'm not going to use it and I mean it, I could pass through a lie detector and I find myself using with the same man, getting raped again, going to the same house. I realize, well, why am I there again? It's because I have no power.
Yeah.
Because my mind tells me I don't have it. It's an insidious. It centers in the mind. I can move cities. I move my head. I change boyfriend. I've got it in my head. I change clothes. I change the way I live. I still got my mind with me.
Still carry
the centers here.
So you have to fix the.
You have to fix the
yourself.
thinking.
Fix the thing.
That's
Stinking
correct.
thinking.
Stinking
I've heard
thinking.
that.
Because remember, our will is not available. How could you make the right choice when your will is not available? We lost the power of choice. So we need to turn, you know, our life and our will over to the care of God. That's what they say. You know, the 12-step program is about the change of thinking, that rearrangement of thinking. That smoking crack for me, sitting in the house, closing the curtain, twitching and shaking and that is wrong. It's not good for me. Sleeping around for money is not good for me. I'm not a mattress. I'm a child of God. Robbing, stealing, gossiping about people, even at work, is not good for me. It doesn't sit right. I'm just a human being. I need to be happy and I need to do good things. You know, like it's like the 10 Commandments, really. I think that the big book for Narcotics Anonymous is about doing the right thing.
Yeah.
That way it's easier for people who don't believe.
Yeah. Doing the right thing.
Treat people like
Living
you
well.
want to be treated, yeah?
Being kind as well.
Exactly.
To yourself also.
Exactly, to yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a takeaway on the way back, going home when I get to London, and I'm going to watch a nice comedy today. It's all right.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've done what I had to do. I've achieved it. I would tick that. By His grace, I've done that, you know. But those people who come into recovery are really focused on the God thing, or, you know,
because
maybe...
they almost want something to put them off. Go, it's God. It's God. It
It's
won't
God,
help
it's
me.
God, yeah.
Or,
And also sponsors or fellowships
or it's
or
abstinence.
committees.
Abstinence. No, I can't do that.
Yeah, I can't do that. Or committees that will put that on you. There are some committees, God bless them, God. Either believe in Jesus or don't come here. And that's not good, you know. It's about your concept of a higher power. It could be someone died in your family.
Yeah.
That's simple as that. It could be your dad, nan, or somebody. The
Who always
spirit
loved
looking
you,
down on
looked
you.
after you. That's all you need to believe, I guess.
That's all you need to believe. Some people pray to that, like says, my nan's looking down on me.
Yeah.
Just believe there's something out there protecting you, because if you use the way I've used, which is self-harm really, and you hear in the meeting alive, it has to be some power brought you here.
Yeah, exactly.
Because some people don't make
Many
it. We know
don't.
that don't
Many
make
don't.
it,
Yeah.
Many people die just from a few lines. They're OD and they're young and they don't even make it. So it's about having that little small, you know, leap of faith, as small as a mustard seed, the big book says. Tiny mustard seed. Just believing there's something out there.
But I like what you said in that... I've forgotten what you said now. No, you were saying...
About step one.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, you know, examples people might... You're about powerlessness. You know, some people might think, oh, why have I done this? Why have I done that? Or I messed up at work again. And they can't figure out. And as you say, you know, they think, oh, just have one beer, ends up being a night out. It is, you know, people listening can get some identification that it's powerlessness manifesting itself.
But it's about really being honest to yourself,
Yeah.
really. You have to admit to your innermost self there should be no reservations of any kind.
Yeah.
Because people come to recovery, but they don't know what they suffer of. They come with that victim thing or that remorse. Oh, look what I've done.
My wife's
I'm a
told me to
bad
come in.
person. I'm horrible. Look what I did.
Yeah.
I'm using again. I'm a worthless, piece of whatever. I don't want to swear. That stuff. But once you understand that you're just a human being, but you're powerless. You got an illness.
Yeah.
And there is no defense. You can't suss your way around it.
Yeah.
Because lack of power is the dilemma.
Yeah.
You cannot. We have to have God's help. This is the how and why of it.
This is how it unlocks the sobriety trick, isn't it?
Exactly.
How you break free from it is understanding that. It's very simple, but it's very. I've heard every person who's been on the show said the same thing.
That's exactly it. Once you get that, you're on your way.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing about people, bless them, newcomers or people who cannot get this and they've been right, is about blaming themselves.
Yeah. And that's a terrible place to be.
That's the worst thing. Blaming you, I'll never get 30 days. You see some people in the meetings, I'm never going to get 30 days. Why are you saying that?
Yeah.
Why are you contradicting? Why are you setting yourself to fail? When I'm sharing in the meeting and at the end I say, if you guys want to share to me, be grateful. Even if you've got a day sober. Even if you're in the meeting and you're not sober.
Yeah.
At least you made it to the meeting.
Yeah.
You're not 6 foot deep. So it's just for today. Do it again. But it is about understanding the first 43 pages. It is about knowing that consequence do not keep us from drinking and drugging, which is the second part. Why I get raped again. Why I go to prison. I go back and do a longer sentence. Why I left my children. Because I don't remember it. I've got an illness that tells me I don't have it. Cunning, baffling and powerful.
Yeah.
Page 24, it says it.
Yeah.
You know, we reached a place in our drinking and drugging that the most powerful desire to stop become no avail. You know, I don't remember the humiliation of a week or a month ago. I am without defense against the first drink. So when I go into Martin, hello, Martin, can you rape me again? You know, in a different way. I'm going in willingly because my mind tells me this time's going to be different.
Yeah.
You're going to have one, you're going to say, no, it's not.
Yeah.
An alcoholic will always be an alcoholic.
Yeah.
There's a part in the book of the man who was 25 years sober, and after 25 years, he had the business, he had everything. He thought, let me drink. He died 3 years later. You cannot suss your way around it. And it's about that delusion, because we're doomed.
But it's a tricky one to, as you say, because it centers in your brain, you can't outthink it or outfox it. So you kind of got to deal with it face on. You can't trick it. It's a almost like a Chinese puzzle. It looks complicated.
Yeah.
You think it's actually quite simple.
It is. And then they talk about the soul sickness, the third part of it, the emptiness.
Yes.
That soul sickness within me. Because when I came in, I would always say, if only you've had the family I've had, if you was raped by your stepdad, you would use crack. If you've had the life I've had. It's an illness that justifies itself. You hear people say, well, I've had a horrible life. That's why I keep using. Or someone in sobriety. Relapse when their mum died or something. Yeah. Well, my mum died. Would you expect me to? But I realise it's nothing to do with what I've been through. How I know that is coming into meetings and meeting beautiful people like yourself. People like Russell and Ian, they had the best lives. They had good lives.
Some people had great lives. And
good lives. They were brought up. They went to good schools, good money, good parents. But they ended up on their side, using against their will, just like me. They felt like me. So I was happy. I was like, I sat down next to a celebrity, not one, not two, and I was like, oh my God, I'm in the same room as them.
Yeah.
And they're broken like me.
Yeah.
So it's a daily program, so that attraction. So we're all in it together. I loved that. Because I thought I was the only one that was hurting my kids, sleeping around, horrible person. And the way local authority was said, you're a horrible mum. The way you used to write about me in black and white, neglecting her kids, she's incapable. And when I came into the rooms and I see, Amal, you're just a human being and you're powerless. We love you. It's just the acceptance within me. It was just freeing.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God there's somewhere for me to go. This is my family. People on the outside might not understand. In my job, I can't say this thing I'm telling you now. They might not get it.
Yeah.
And my brothers, they're holding that against me 21 years later. Well, why did you do crack? You should have known better. Why didn't
you stop?
They always see me as the black sheep. I was a druggie. She's a druggie. She's a druggie. Society will lock you up and that. But we've got a way out. We've got a place where we go, know. We've got a solution. This
and
is
you're
a solution.
keeping your side of the street clean?
Keeping my side of the street
maybe
clean.
One day they'll have a
Maybe one day when
rethink.
they're ill, God forbid, I don't wish it for them, they might call me and say, sorry, Amal. But for now, they don't respect me no matter what I do.
No, but that has no bearing on your self-respect. And
Because I've got people like you and people like men in this recovery that respect me.
Yeah.
I love you, Amal. Just like that, sending me a message. I go to a meeting and my friends are all hugging me, you know. Nice guys, nice women. We love you, man. We just want to... And that's make my day.
Yeah.
I have love for me. I love me. So even if the world hates me, I found me.
Yeah.
And it took me years to get there. So I'm not going to let them push me out because that will put me back into that sense of isolation and separation.
Yeah.
And the mental blank spot, the thought will come again.
It likes that.
I will use again.
It wants you on your own, right?
Separation. Isolation.
So unity and togetherness is really...
And gratitude.
And gratitude are kind of
I
good
was gonna
tools.
finish with that. Yeah. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Because gratitude is the attitude.
I like that. Gratitude is the attitude.
It is the attitude because...
Yeah.
if
Say
you're
it, say it one more time so I can use it in the next week.
Gratitude is the attitude.
Thank you.
It's the attitude, you know, going forward. It's emotional sobriety because if you're not grateful,
Yeah.
then the enemy will play with you. If you're not grateful, your mind will tell you, which are always the illness centers there, that you're not having enough. Oh, look at them. They have that and I don't.
Yeah.
Because that's what it does. It separates.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need the meeting. I'm not going to see Marco. I'm just going to call him, say I'm tired. It's raining today.
Yeah.
Nah, that's what I mean. Making
I've had a few
excuses.
people do that.
Yeah, of course they would. But I pray for them. People are
yeah,
not well. I take meetings in the prison. I see people don't turn up and afraid. That's their own stuff. I get it. It's not me. I pray for them, you know, when they get... It is about being grateful because I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful that you asked me to share.
Grateful that you came down.
Of course I would. How could I miss this?
Yeah, thank you.
You've given me this opportunity to speak about the language of the heart. It's an awakening.
Yeah.
Because I've got an illness that tells me that, you know, I don't have it. So I remind myself every time I share gratitude, I realize, wow, like the Americans, they celebrate Thanksgiving. That's important.
Yeah.
They don't have
That's
Thanksgiving.
today, actually, isn't it?
It is, that's right, Thanksgiving. So I thank God that I went through the dark side to find the light.
Yeah.
And I thank God that I went through all of that to get here. Being HIV positive for me, I thank God that I know I'm HIV positive, that I can go to my, consultant and take my medication and have my blood test every 6 months and follow it through. I could have been using drugs and not knowing.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So my son is fine. I'm not gonna sit here and regret the past. No wish to shut the door on it. Even though, my children must say, you know what, Mom, you should have known better. But I will explain that to him because if I didn't have the lifestyle that I had, I wouldn't be the person that I am today.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wrapped up in cotton wool and shallow and have everything that I want and not know what the purpose of life is. The purpose of life is to just appreciate life. When you've been in the pit and you're like risen.
Yeah.
It has risen. I have risen. So for me, every day is a blessing. It's gratitude for me to be here, breathing, seeing, smelling. So sod the coffee, Yeah.
You've got another. Each time you say that, I feel bad.
That's all right.
You remind me of a lotus flower. Do you know? Because I'm a Buddhist, and the lotus flower.
I don't know.
It's a beautiful flower that grows out of the mud and the bottom of a stream, and the murkiest part of the lake, and it's the most beautiful flower for all. So you've been through all of that turmoil, and you're shining, and you're open. Have a look at the lotus flower. That's why it's a Buddhist symbol, because it's the rebirth is out of the darkness and the muck of the earth.
Oh my God,
it's a
what
very
an
special
amazing
flower.
thing. I will take with me that tonight.
Yeah,
that
the
is
lotus
really,
flower.
honestly, that has really touched my heart.
Oh, thank you.
It is because, and that's why they say, God always come for the broken,
Yeah, it's true.
For the worst one that went through hell. And, it's just them, I don't know why, but I truly believe that, what I mean?
Would you say, of course, addiction's not a good thing, but you almost had to you had to go through that to have this life you have now?
That's correct.
So it's almost like it's not something you'd regret. It was a journey.
I would never regret it.
It was a journey.
Yeah,
and
it was
you
a
survived.
journey, but I survived, but by His grace. But it's not about. Remember, it's not about the trauma that I went through, like the sexual abuse by my dad, or being gang raped, or losing my kids. It's not about that. It's about using against your will. Yeah. And I believe that's what we have in common, because a person hearing my story now who didn't go through that.
True.
And I've met people who said, oh, well, I didn't go through that. There's still more using in me. justify.
Yeah, gosh,
Justification, reasonings and meanings. Yeah. I've had sponsors. You know, well, I didn't get raped. I didn't use crack. I only did a bit of line. But it's only a year. It's not about the consequences.
So they're leaving that door open a bit for themselves.
The door open.
Yeah.
And this is the tricky bit. I see some people that always say, and people are so close-minded that they would think, and you know, God forgive me for judging, that you have to go through hell to get this. That's what they... No. I've seen people in sobriety that went through worse than what I went through. Prisons, institutions, gang rape. They're still picking up a keyring. When I came in, they're still here today. One day sober and they're back again.
Yeah.
They can't get it. And I've seen people that had the best lives, young people even. Sometimes they say young people don't get it. They didn't even do as much as me.
Yeah.
But it's that willingness and that and that hitting, like when you're sitting in one room and smoking drugs, even if it's lines, even if it's heroin, even if it's just alcohol, or even if a few pills, and you find yourself, you go into an appointment, but you can't make that appointment.
Yeah.
Or you can't get to work the next day. That's for me is rock bottom.
Yeah. When you stop being able to function.
Yeah. Like you now. You said you're going to be here, you're here.
Yeah.
And me, I can't turn up. That's how it was for me.
Yeah.
I actually planned to be picking up my kids from school, but I can't pick them because I had one. It's a horrible way to live.
Gosh.
And that's what,
And then the hating yourself grows
Makes
and
you
grows
use
and
more.
grows. And it's a real dwindling cycle, right?
Yeah.
Feel really shit, so you use more drugs and you feel shit.
Yeah.
Then you feel depressed because you're using drugs and you're letting your family down, so you do more. I can
More
see
drugs to forget.
I can see it just goes like that for people stuck in that tailwind. That's
It's
horrible.
terrible. The tailwind is horrible.
Horrible.
Really?
Oh, to the point where almost death at the end is a relief for some people.
It is a
It's
relief,
like,
and
thank
that's
God.
why. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
That's why death is the last resort. It's about being living and dying inside. That's the worst bit. That's the worst death. Yeah,
Living death.
living death. Looking in the
A
mirror, but I
walking
can't
zombie.
see nothing. Yeah, that's correct.
You see them walking around.
Walking around, yeah.
Zombie.
Walking
Just
zombie,
Just
yeah.
an empty person.
Empty person.
Soul is dead.
Someone's dead, or
Yeah.
having sobriety and not having emotional sobriety
Yeah.
is the worst death as well.
What's the difference?
Well, being sober is just you sober. You're sitting
You're
in
not
a room.
drinking. You're not physically drinking or taking
but you're
drugs.
still the same person. You haven't had that change
Yeah.
of thinking, that rearrangement of thinking, having had a spiritual awakening.
Yeah.
You know, Step 10 speaks about that. You know, we've developed these six senses.
Yeah.
So sixth sense is a big word, very big word. Love and tolerance of others is our code. Cease fighting, and if you know anyone, you know, all of that. Recall from a drink or a drug like a hot flame, you know. When someone does you wrong, you say, yes, that will be done. Pray for that.
Yeah.
That's change. They're the same people. They're still angry. You step on their foot, they're ready to kill you. 10
straight
years,
away.
20 years sober, yeah.
Wow.
So that's the worst. I think that one is worse. At least using is easier because they ease up. At least they ease up the pain. But being sober, but dying inside, full of anger, resentment, and rage, and living a life consumed with self, robbing, sleeping around, gossiping. You know, taking things. I've seen many people in recovery. I've been around, so I've seen, you know.
Yeah.
And that's why I would always mention people like Russell and Ian Young. And I'm sure if they watch it, they would know what I mean because these people are honest. They're served in committees in areas where they have big money or effing, and they will have to deliver it. Some people don't, you know. It's about, it's the behavior that lead back to using. I truly believe that.
Huh. Wow.
Because you got to put your old self up and pick up a new self reborn.
Or be reborn.
And people don't like
rejuvenated.
that. It's very hard for people. And I understand why.
Yeah.
Because the fear, there's a fear involved in it. Oh, well, I don't want to leave my old self. So what else will I do?
I still like some of these dodgy dealings.
Some of these dodgy dealings. I want a little gangster in me still to go on.
It's womanizing or whatever.
That's what it is, you know.
But those things can lead you back to...
Lead you back.
Yeah, because the old head starts going... Now, I know what you need to go with that lady.
That's right. Because if you're sleeping around or you're cheating on your wife or you're lusting over girls, you're going to meeting for the wrong motive to just look at women. It's not going to work because again you're in that sense of isolation and separation. You're feeling terrible about yourself. You don't have that feeling when I share for you now,
love,
and you're like, whoa, I want to be like Amal. You don't
connectedness.
have it. So you're not going to get it unless you do some work within yourself, on yourself. So today I've forgiven my mum, I've forgiven my dad, I've forgiven my stepdad, I've forgiven everything, everyone. Because forgiveness is the key. Life is life. Because I have to let go. Because if I don't let go, I will be stuck. And I will be in that sense of isolation and separation. I do not. Nobody is worth my recovery.
Yeah.
God is love.
I love that.
Because you see, love and hate cannot be friends. You cannot resent your friend and still come here and share now on whatever I'm sharing on. I'll be afraid to go into a convention with hundreds of people on the podium because I'll be worried.
Yeah, yeah.
But when I'm free
Yeah.
and I sleep like a log,
And you're doing God's work.
I will not mind be done because I did my best.
Yeah.
And even if my son don't return, I say this to people because it's not about me, it's about him. The main thing is he's alive.
Yeah, and a university. So how proud is that?
A boy conceived from gang rape. How proud is that?
Yeah, that's
university, completing something very special and alive. So that makes my day.
Yeah.
One day
Wow.
he will say, okay, and if he doesn't, using's not an option. I have been restored to sanity, you know.
I like that.
Finding that step free, turning my life and my will over to the care of God as I understood him, you know. That's just powerful stuff. I mean, I never understood it, you know. Once you have that foundation, once you know what you suffer of, you become a bit less judgmental within yourself. So you surrender to your inner self. You realize you just got an illness.
Yeah.
That's fine. So that's why I did the way I did, and I left my kids and I've hurt everyone. So I get that. Then you get that cornerstone, step 2, they talk about either have something to believe in. You cannot build a house without having a solid corner. So I have to find something greater than me. Okay. So I become to get some hope here that there is a loving God that loves me. There is something out there in the universe that actually loves a wrong and like me, you know, even though I thought I was a hopeless crackhead, but actually God does love me. So I get hope. Step 3, I turn my life and my will over to the care of God as I understood him. You know, I turn all my thinking to him. Everything that I think about me, about him, about what's going on, about the world, about HIV, about my son. And I just say, you will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Many people do it, but they don't do it from within. You've got to do it with understanding. So I'm all right to write that step 4, fearless moral inventory. For me, step 4 is a free counseling. How could I miss out on it? Wow. And I hear people say, I'm not doing step 4, I'm stuck on step 4. You cannot get well carrying all that bag of worry and trauma. Oh my God, look what they've done. Look what I've done. Because remember, we're victims. Victim roles do not get sober and they do not stay sober. I'm not a victim today, you know. I'm a 59-year-old woman. On Saturday, I'm going to be in the Moroccan restaurant eating with my sponsors. Well,
happy birthday.
You know, thank you so much. And I'm free, you know.
I can't believe it. You look great.
Easy.
You look about 40, 45, baby, max.
I feel good now. I was born the 29th November 1966.
Wow.
66, baby. I'm old school, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
like a fine wine.
And that's it, you know. So I quickly write that step 4 and I see them as sick people. I look at my rapists as sick people. My stepdad is a sick man. I go back to my country, I shake his hand and I set him free and I feel good.
Yeah.
If they knew better, they would have done better. Who is me to judge? When I have done wrong myself, I've robbed, I've hurt, I've done things when I was using, when I was driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking. I've left my children. How many others? Who is me not to let go? So I thought, all right, let them go, Amal. You know, I turn all those defects that's been highlighted on step 5 to assets today. You know, today I'm free, I'm fearless, I work with integrity, with honesty, with love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding and humility that I'm just a being here. I am not anyone special. I do not run this world, and I cannot change anyone's thinking. What I can do is what I do today, what makes a difference. They do wrong to me, I have to do something good. It's about me. It's not about what they did to me. Well, I'm not going to be nice to them because they're not nice to me. That's irrelevant. I go to a meeting, I say hello to someone, they don't seem to say hello to me. I get upset because remember, I'm sensitive. So I need to turn it around and say, let's approach them. Maybe they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
Because back in the days, I was God. I would do, you thinking, oh, they don't like me because I'm not good enough. Because I didn't like me.
Yeah.
So I approach with love. Love conquers all.
It does.
And that's recovery, you know, light. And they come to me, you know, and that's it. 6 and 7, I'm just a witness here today. You know, Bear witness, step 3, 7, Bill and Bob witness, all of us, everybody that's been into this, witnessing that these things work. But you got to be willing to go to any length.
Is that the key?
Is that the key? Yeah, it is the key. You got to be willing to go to any length, you know, to seek diligently within yourself. Because you could attend meetings all day, every day, and you're not hearing nothing.
Yeah.
You're just sitting.
Yeah, true.
Your mind is still blank.
Yeah.
You're still doing what you want to do.
Or playing on your phone.
On your phone or in and out. You know what I'm saying? So you got to really be willing to go to any length to find, to dig deep, to write all of that down on step 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, where could I have done different? Where is my part? I remember, how angry I was with my sponsor when I said I was HIV positive. She said, well, what do you want me to say? I said, how could you not feel sorry for me? Where do you think I could find a part? I can't find a part in that resentment. She said, Amal, it has to be a part. Every step 4, by the time you do a step 5, it's like the death of selfishness and the awakening of the spirit. It's like you get different glasses to see the world differently. Your part, maybe you jump into people's cars, not worrying about you. You were powerless, you were driven, you were doing drugs, but you forgive yourself. So I did that, and today I don't blame anyone. I don't blame my mum and dad. I used to blame God. I used to hate God. I used to blame the devil. I used to blame society, religion. Look what they've done, Islam, God, all of that, because I wanted to hide behind it. But today I've got to look at myself, because recovery is a mirror. How free do you want to be? It is an inside job, actually, and that's why people run away from it, because it is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But how free do you want to be? It's better than smoking crack and getting raped for me. So I've got to do it. Either that or that. To die an alcoholic death or to face myself and write down. And
Love it.
8 and 9, I go out and make amends. Make amends to everyone, and I continue to make amends to my daughters. I'm there for them. I treat them like babies. They're going to have the best Christmas stockings and everything. I'll cook for them all day, and they sit down together and they chat, and I'm just running around cooking like I've got 10 people in the family. And I have to. It's an ongoing amends, I make amends to society by turning up here and sharing a message of hope to the still suffering addict.
Yeah.
Step 11, is about prayer and meditation for me, because it's not just about religion. For me, it's about, when I pray, I take the power out of it. Because you see, if you go through the day without stopping that moment and say, please help me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Thanksgiving. Show me the way. Please help me. I'm tired. Help me. You feel better.
Yeah.
But if you're just running through the day and you don't stop just for a minute and silence and think and say thank you, you forget.
Yes.
Or you're running around, all the bills, the credit cards, the car tickets nowadays in London. I don't know about here, you get car tickets. You become angry and worried, and you're running at work, and what am I going to wear? Oh my God, I need to get to work, traffic. Everybody forgets. But once you stop, that's why I love going on the train. I drive, but I love coming on the train.
Yeah.
I can't wait for on the way back. I'll be reading some books or something online.
I'll get you a coffee at the station, don't
Oh,
worry.
yeah, they haven't got none.
No, I'll send it. Sorry, we're
Is
still on the
it?
show.
Oh, bless you. Oh, that's good. Let them hear it. I do
Yeah.
want a coffee because I'm an addict. So there you are. So once you stop for a minute and say, oh, thank you for getting me there, and thank you for meeting Marcos, and thank you for just being alive.
Yeah.
Thank you for my eyes. I can see the beauty, the lights.
Yeah.
Thank you. I can smell the air. I mean, there's musicians that can't see. Stevie Wonder, he can't see, and he sings beautiful songs. Thank you that you gave me another chance. When I was running on self, you still forgave me and gave me a chance. So why should I be ungrateful? But it is very hard to get. It's practice makes perfect. What you practice, you become. But it is long sobriety, and it is about emotional sobriety, and it is about loving you. Once you find you with that step 1, knowing that you're not bad, you're just powerless. That's it.
That's it.
Trust me, man.
Wonderful.
Life just goes on. And step 12 is about coming here and sharing the message of hope. For anybody listening to this, man, what can I say? Don't let any committees or any meetings turn you around. Some of us talk a lot about God and about religion. Don't let that push you away. All God is love, There's a deep fundamental idea of God inside of us, and, it's closer to us than breathing. And if you seek, you'll find that loving person within you. All you need is to surrender. If you want this and you want a life free of drink and drugs, if you are like me, once you drink and you take a drug, you end up in the predicament, either in prison or either sitting in the room for days, leaving your wife, your kids, can't get the job. If you are like that, once you start, you can't stop, then this is for you. It's about a way out. Because I remember why the 12 step has been set up for me. And I remember I was told that a long time ago, it's not about crack cocaine. It's not about how much drugs you've used. And it's not about what you went through. It is about me not knowing how to do life.
Yeah.
I realized I could not do life. I wake up in the morning wallowing in self-pity. Oh, do I have to get up again? Oh, God, here we go.
Yeah.
It's just that, that sloth. Can't get out from the chair, just want to hang out and get men to pay for me. And it's that kind of lifestyle. Today I have to get up and work. I have a bad leg. I love to work. I don't want any benefit. I'm working. I want to give back to society. I want to be, a responsible member, paying my rent, my council tax. Yes. Feeling free, even if I don't have much, what I'm saying?
You're smashing it, though.
That's what's
and you're
about.
beaming and you're happy and
Yeah.
you can't put a price on that.
Because I'm free.
Yeah.
I might have a few credit cards because I'm traveling all over the world, seeing the world because I've never been anywhere in life. But that's my own consequence. I pay interest. I want that. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I'm free. I have
Yeah.
food in my fridge.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a takeaway to go home with near my house. And I'm going to watch a comedy. I'm going to watch Medea tonight.
Yeah. I don't know that one.
Taylor Perry.
Okay.
Oh, you got to watch Taylor Perry dressed up as a woman. It's called
Yeah.
Medea.
Medea.
He's an amazing guy.
Oh.
You know, he's been abused for 11 years. He's a pastor. He's amazing. He's American.
Yeah.
You got to watch him. He's got a lot of films.
I'll check it out.
Check it out. So I'm going to lay down and I'm going to laugh. Kaka like that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just enjoy my life. Why wallow?
Yeah.
Why blame others? Why feel sorry for yourself? Literally, life is life. Life's too
Yeah.
short. You're stuck in this world.
Yeah.
If you're fat, you're fat. If you're slim, you're slim. If you got a big head, you got a big head. Enjoy your life and just acceptance is the key. All right?
Acceptance
I've
is the
used
key.
drugs
I
is
like
the
that.
key.
Yeah.
I've lost a wife. I've lost the kids. But it's okay. They don't want to talk to me. That's up to them. I know I am not a bad person. I'm just powerless. Let's go out and help some addicts
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Let's
Like-
do something
I
useful.
love that
Let's-
spirit. That's
exactly.
great.
Let's pick up the phone and help neighbours, help my
Yeah.
grandma, pick up the bags for someone disabled on the street. It's not just in the meetings.
No.
It's a ripple effect. I'm sure there's somebody next door to you that can't do shopping. Go help them.
Yeah.
A disabled woman.
Gives you a
Pick up
wonderful feeling, doesn't it?
It's not just in the meetings
Yeah,
that
yeah.
outside you're horrible.
No, exactly.
See somebody in the train, let them sit.
It's a way of life.
Way of
yeah.
life. Make someone's day. Homeless, take some blankets.
Yeah.
You know,
Love
we're
that.
addicts. We're very selfish and self-centered, but the only way we get well is by getting out of self and helping, and helping someone else, because the illness is self.
It is.
Because it said it. Selfishness and self-centeredness is the root of my trouble. Driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking. That's my problem, not crack.
Yeah.
Selfish to the core.
And the only way
it's
to-
all about me, myself, and I, eh?
The only way to fight fear is with faith.
Faith.
Yeah, I like
And
that.
help someone else. Because
Yeah.
once you help someone else, you realize your problem is not as bad
That's
as you
true.
think. There's homeless people on the road in this cold weather.
I know.
They
it's
have
very
nowhere
sad.
to sleep. There's people with no paperwork. There's immigrant coming afraid. There's people. There's many people can't see, disabled in the wheelchair. However, they're running the marathon and grateful. Gratitude is the attitude.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I am in this meeting today in this lovely show, and it's called Gratitude because that is me.
Thank
so I
you.
stand on that. Gratitude is the attitude. God bless you. Thank you so very much for asking me
Thank you
to come
so
here.
much for coming.
Thank you.
We end the show. I come around and give you a hug. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. I loved your passion. Your passion. Is
I gotta be passionate. I'm a hopeless druggie, remember? Oh my God. Oh, Marcus, thank you so very much. This is amazing, isn't it?
Thank you. Yeah, there we are.
Oh, thank you, God.